Carney continues to get the opportunity to serve as mayor of Hot Springs.
There's a truth in your eyes saying you'll never leave me. Yes, so complicated, I'm so frustrated. And thank you all for coming. I am Ruth Carney, and I'm running for mayor of Hot Springs, Arkansas. I'll tell you how it started. About 10 years ago, we were doing therapeutic foster care, and I had totally burned out. So we had a little time between kids, and I decided to go to National Park Community College because I felt like my brain cells were damaged and dying. And they said if you eat blueberries and learn math, you rejuvenate all that. And so I ate a lot of blueberries. I took math, I took Spanish, and one of the classes was local and state government. So when I took that class, my mentor, my professor, my dear friend Sharon Noble, sent me to the Hot Springs City Board to watch their meetings. And I was just totally amazed. I could not believe that people were mean to each other and hollered at each other, and there was chaos almost all the time. Because I'm from Georgia, and we're all just really nice in Georgia. And I just couldn't get over it. And I went back to class, I said, why is that so chaotic? How do they keep on doing that? And she said, well, nobody ever runs for office. Well, now I understand why, but then I didn't understand. And I said, well, I'll run for mayor. I'll be nice. And that's what I thought they needed. They needed someone to be nice. And I didn't know much about stormwater drain off and sanitation and emergency management and all that. But I said, you know, I'm willing to learn. I'll learn all that. I'll get people around me. I'll read. I'll go to classes. I'll learn all that. But bottom line is, I'll be nice. So my shirts, does somebody have on one of my shirts back there? Would y'all come up and model my shirt? The old one, Ruth Carney, Mayor, Ruthless. And my shirt said, City Hall has been ruthless long enough. Vote for me, Ruth Carney. Ruthless. I couldn't do that again this year because I've been there 4 years and they're still ruthless. So I decided I would try to get another reason to, oh, these are on your table, please stick them on something. That's why I didn't know. So I was dealing with what all is going on. It's just driving me crazy. It's just honestly driving me crazy. Where's Penny? Penny, Gargano, did they leave? Oh, isn't it driving you crazy? I mean, it's driving us crazy. John, we're being driven crazy, right? He's driving me crazy. Yes, he's driving you crazy. And it's because we get all these conflicting things. We don't really know what's going on, and the government is kind of behind closed doors still on a lot of things. I'm the mayor, and I read things on the front page of the newspaper more than I get it from being mayor. And I've said over and over, I don't want to read it there, I want to know about it, because then I get blamed for it. The city did this and the city did that, and I had no clue we did it, you know, until I read it in the newspaper. Kind of like Obama. Is that the way he goes? I didn't know it until it came out in the press release. So, there I am. So, this time, I'm running for mayor because of maybe 2 or 3 things, and that's all. Number 1 is truth. It just drives me crazy that truth is not in government. And I stand for truth. And I was playing around with that, and it came out, Ruth is part of truth. And so we designed our shirts and our little cards, and I want to stand for truth. But bottom line is, you know who truth is, don't you? It's a person. He is the way, the truth, and the life. And in him there is no darkness. And that's who I stand in those city places for truth, and I represent that. That's my bottom line. There, you can tell it when it's not there, right? It's very evident when it's not there. And I stand for truth. The other thing, I read in the newspaper the people running against me, the reasons they were running is because one is very smart and he has managed hospitals, and he has a lot of management skills, and he knows how to do finance. But see, the city has a finance director. We don't need another CFO. We already have one, right? And then the another guy that was running against me. He said, well, all we need is somebody to really promote hot springs. We need to promote hot springs and be goodwill ambassadors. And I'm thinking, well, that's the Redcoats, and that's A&P, because they get 3% off of everything you eat, and they hire people to do that. So is that what a mayor is really supposed to do? My bottom line is a mayor is supposed to keep the constitutional rights of the citizens, because we swore to it and we swore. And I stand for that. And I stand, one of those rights is that you have the right to be freedom of speech, right? And in our city, you can speak, but you can't be heard if you say what they don't agree with. So I was the only one of the board members who was not for taking the public comment section off of the televised version. And all of them, people came. Dan Lewin, my favorite Jewish person other than these two other Jewish people here. He would come week by week, and they didn't like what he said. And then George Pritchett, I don't think he's here, George would come and they said, oh, there's George, you know, we can't, these were actual words, we can't allow them to say that. And I looked at them, we can't allow them to say that in a city board meeting, and I'm thinking, oh wow. So I was the only one that stood for the rights of the people to have the freedom to speak, plus to be heard. And then property rights, oh my. It has been abused horribly, and I get all these things from John Girolamo, and I'm thinking all he does is sit up at night and read law books or something, and then to make no ordinances that make hardship on people or devalue their property or make it, I forgot what the technical word is when you make it so hard that they can't sell their property at all because you, whatever that is. What's that called? Inverse. Condemnation. Do we have that? Yes, we have that. And we can't figure out what to do with that. But I want to stand up for the property rights of citizens. And the other thing is we have a horrible relationship with county, city. That's just driving me crazy. I can't stand it. It shouldn't be, because we're community. Community. And we need unity in our community. And there's no way to do it if we're fighting back and forth. You know, a team that fights itself never wins, and we are together. We are city, we are county. I live in Garland County, I live in Hot Springs, Arkansas. Every one of you that live outside the city limits, put Hot Springs, Arkansas on your address. We are one, and if we keep fighting each other and fighting that fact, we'll never grow, we'll never produce, it's just really sad what's happening in our city. That's what I'm standing for, and if I have to stand alone, which I do, I'll stand alone. But I sure wish some of you would get on board and run for those offices. We have one district, only one person is running for office, and he's already been there before and lost. And we have one seat that three are running for, and then we have Pat McKay is running against me, and there are 3, I think, running for him. But get involved and say, okay, I'll go down there and sit with those people in one of those chairs and vote no. Whatever it is. Because when I started, I really didn't know what it involved, and I had no idea, but I was willing to do it. My husband funds me because the city pays nothing, except I have a free parking ticket thing. And so when I got into it, now I figured it up. I've literally driven over 12,000 miles just for city business. I have welcomed to our city thousands and thousands and thousands of people to conferences and conventions. I go to those, and the place is full, and I welcome them. And I tell them about our city and how wonderful it is, and how we're glad that you're here. And so when they tell you that I'm against tourism, it's a lie. I love tourists. I mean, I go down and I kiss them and hug them and glad you're here. I've been in John's restaurant downtown, and I met this whole family that were from Texas, and I said, are y'all visiting from out of town? And they said, yes. I said, where are you from? They're from Texas. And I said, well, welcome to our city. I'm the mayor. And it just blew their mind. The mayor had spoken to them. And they all got up, and we all had pictures made together. You know, and we exchanged cards. And if you ever come back, you know, call us. We'll be here if we can do anything for you. I can't fix parking tickets or speeding tickets. But anything else, you know, if we can help you anyway. So I do love tourists. That's a lie. There are a lot of lies out there. And if you tell a lie over and over and over, pretty soon people believe the lie. And they don't know the truth because they've been told that so many times, that red is blue and blue is green and everything is wrong. And if you start believing those lies, you know the only power that Satan has over us, the only power, is a lie. He is the author of lies. And Jesus is the truth. And I stand for Him. I stand for Him in every situation that I'm in. And I want you to stand with me. And if you stand with me, we can win. We really can.